morning. Welcome back. Hope everybody had a good weekend, had a good Mother's Day. If we've got any mothers in the audience, thank you very much for continuing the human race. And thanks to any of the fathers out there who have stepped in for double duty. We get our day to be ignored next month. Yes, next month. They will ignore us next month. Da Vinci, Martin, Cody, Captain, Patrick, Brad, how's it going? So, today we are going to install some rails. We got new rails, but everything keeps malfunctioning around here. So prints keep failing. So I printed a bunch of TPU on this. LTX, how's it going? And when you print a bunch of TPU, sometimes nothing else wants to stick after that. I need to get this print going. Printing little Nerf blasters for the little one to sell at her little roadside craft stand that she sets up. And she wants these things done for when she gets home. She's been trying to raise money to get tarps to be able to put her pool up. She did manage to raise $30. The tarp that she needs is on sale at Harbor Freight, but because it's on sale at Harbor Freight, it's also out of stock at Harbor Freight. So hopefully they'll have more in on Thursday. Next time they get a shipment, there's no guarantee that they'll be on it though, but hopefully. But you gotta admire the willingness to get out there and put in the work to raise the money to make what she wants happen. All right, let's try this again once more with feeling. Mike, how's it going? So the red Scotch-Brite pads just kind of rough up the surface texture of PEI. Sometimes they can get where's like glazed over. So I just take it and makes some microscopic scuffs and stuff in there for filament to adhere to. Sorry to hear that, Mike. So let's move this out of the way. Trying to clean up. I've got a mess going. working on printing some blaster parts for me as well. Parts for lever action Winchester replica Nerf blaster. Yeah, it works really well on the smooth plates. And the oftentimes the textured PEI plates, like the gold textured PEI plates, are a little. Let me just get a bag. A little, I don't know. Like I said, it's almost like they're glazed over or something. And nothing wants to stick to them. And then when I find that when you run TPU in particular on a plate, then other things don't want to stick to it. But then also my Centauri Carbon, fingers crossed, isn't broken, because I was putting the barrel parts for this blaster and they all fell over. They were almost done too, but they got stuck underneath the build plate. So when the build plate came down, it kind of, so hopefully all is well in that world. And also hopefully I have enough black PLA to reprint them. I'll roll in some wood glue. Alright. But we need to get all of the stealth changer stuff off of the workbench here. So gotta get all this stuff cleaned up. So I've had a brilliant idea inspired by RJ. RJ moved his shop out to his, from spare room into his living room. I got to looking at my kitchen table that doesn't get eaten at. Probably not, Mike. It just serves, the dining room table just serves as a spot for everybody to throw their crap. And it occurred to me, why don't I throw my crap there? I can move all these boxes of project parts and everything into the house. Just pile them up on the dining room table. Yeah, you can try batting your eyes real sweet and seductive like at her. She's anything like most of our old ladies. You can just offer her the choice. Be like, you want to work on the V0 or should we go upstairs? And she's going to be like, you know what? Let's work on the V0. All right. Oh shit. Not much so far, Havoc. Not much. Right now, I'm just trying to move stuff so I can put the trident over here. What'd you do this weekend, Havoc? Martin, thank you for the gifted memberships. Cody, welcome to the Garage Crew. For that Coke you owe me, yeah. Jose owes me one too. Why? Why'd you make that drive? Twice. All right, so this is what we have. We have 3 rails here. I canceled my tube compact order for these. So the first one we have is this is the ULS rail from Fabrico. And then for the MGN 9s, we have some of the Honey Badger rails. Oh, goes on that side. These are the 0 preload ones for Monolith. All right. We got beverage options today. Oh no. My cup has a scuff. Digital Dragon 3D cup. Shout out to my buddy Luke. Oh, yeah. Well, good on you for going and picking them up. Ah, shit. I was supposed to put this ham in the damn oven today. Oh, well, I guess we're having ham tomorrow because not enough time left today. So I think we're going to get out some Milo's lemonade. Mix that with some sweet tea. Inverted electronics show. All right. Now we've got some hydration going. Let's move this. Okay, now we need to check the destructions for these rails because if memory serves, the destructions were a little bit different for these rails. So if we hop on over here to Fabrico, search ULS. All right. So rail shipped with light machine oil. Before installation, we suggest soaking the carriage or complete rail in IPA for 5 to 10 minutes and lubricating with your preferred grease. ULS recommends NSK GRS PS2. I should probably look this up. However, we run these with EP2 during our testing without problems. So, key features of these rails. Exceptional precision and interchangeability, manufactured to +1 is 1 micron per 1,000 millimeters of accuracy. ULS rails ensure consistently high performance across batches, enabling seamless interchangeability and minimizing inventory variability. Robust high-speed operation featuring super low surface roughness, optimized steel ball circulation. These rails deliver ultra smooth high-speed motion with enhanced rigidity and torque support, ideal for demanding robotic and automation tasks. Premium material and craftsmanship. Rails, sliders, and steel balls are manufactured from custom SUS 440 whatever kind of stainless steel, delivering exceptional hardness and durability with a Rockwell hardness rating of 58 to 62, comparable to tool steel. They offer outstanding wear resistance. 1.5 year warranty. Lots of simulations and all the such. So my understanding is they're pretty comparable to the Motion Perfect system rails that West 3D offers. No Publix. It's all Kroger's up here. Well, my town only has Kroger's. You get down into Columbus and stuff, you get Giant Eagles as well. Yeah, the Milo sweet tea is good. I prefer Simply Lemonade, but alas, that's not what I have. Oh, holy cow. Somehow when I popped that out, I got oil that sprayed down my throat. That was rough. Maker Viking. Liking the name change over there. Go Sports Golf Products. You are you're Mike, right? I remember that. Mike. I think that's your correct name. Nick. That's it. Nick. My apologies. All right. I'm just gonna bring this whole roll of towels with me. I wonder something. If I move this. How far does this go? Nope. That's a negative. I have to get out a different tripod. Try to see if I can get this to sit on the floor, but alas, no. All right. So let's come over here. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So let's take our little stoppers out. Name is upright towards me. All right. Steve would be proud. Yeah, I saw he was building a Vertigo yesterday. I popped in for a few minutes, but with all the Mother's Day festivities, I was not able to hang out for very long. All right. There's rail. Then we're going to take, and we're just going to now, if I'm not mistaken, I think these rails are and carriages are actually rebuildable. We're just going to let that soak there for a minute. And then we're going to drop the name of this grease into the Googles. Oh, I've used this grease. General purpose lithium composition. Mobile X EP is a lithium grease as well. All right, so wait, we'll just use EP2. Yeah, I think if you're just trying to do clipper on it, I think that's pretty straightforward. I think what you sent me is EP2. Yeah. I have a little bit left of it myself over here. I have a bit left. Honestly, it's probably what it's going to end up getting used for as a clipper host, but all right, move that off of the soaking wet towel. It's soaking my wood. Give this one more wipe down. Piece of paper towel in here. All right. Now, I don't generally do this with your standard run-of-the-mill rails, but because I'd rather not. I don't have no, it's fine to take the carriage off the rail. You kind of want to, if the rail's made well, it doesn't even matter the orientation, but you kind of want to make sure you got the, keep the orientation the same. I don't have like skin oils that typically rust steel, and these are stainless, so it shouldn't matter. Trying to let this ISO set up on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and put some gloves on anyway. Yeah, so I think I have a video on how to reload syringes with grease. So when I'm not using the Mobilex EP2, I was using this Shell this is a little bit thicker than I necessarily like for rails. It is a lithium grease. It's just a little bit thicker than I like to put in linear rails. Somewhere in here. Here it is. So this is what I've been using. We use this stuff at work. It's bright ass clearish white because it's Teflon. It's basically Teflon suspended in a mineral oil. But it's good from -45 all the way up to 650 degrees Fahrenheit. It's food safe. Used for injector pins for injection molding machines. But the best way to reload a syringe is when it's empty. Pull the plunger out, and then take a sandwich baggie and get yourself a spoon, like a plastic spoon. Scoop out a bunch of your grease, put it into the bottom corner of a sandwich baggie, and then push it all to the bottom like you would do like icing in a piping bag. Cut the tip off and take and use that to squirt it all the way down into your syringe. Just squirt it down from this end all the way down, and then you take and put your plunger in there and you're good to go. That's how you reload a syringe. All right, while that's drying, because I put a lot of ISO in there, we're going to do the same thing with the Honey Badger rails. All right. There's two. Last one. All right. Let's get rid of all the rags that have ISO on them. Uh, so, if you feel uncomfortable taking the carriage off the rail to lubricate it, then don't do that. Most of your well-manufactured rails, the carriage is going to have that little hole in the end of it, and that's to grease and lubricate them. And then you can do the method of forcing grease in through one of the screw holes in the back and into it as well. That is totally up to you. Brad, I might have to steal one of your syringe tips because I forgot that I broke mine. Because, you know, it is what it is. Oh crap, this one doesn't come with the little one. All right, well, it's smaller than the one I have, I suppose. So we'll make do and borrow yours. All right, so we got our carriage here. Yeah, so really high preload ones can be an issue. Where the balls will come out of the really high preload ones. When you're trying to put that carriage back on. All right, so flip that upside down. Flip that upside down. So the key is put these on. Take your time and watch. that none of your balls are popping out as you go. So right now I just took and put some grease where the bearings are. Now I'm going to grab this other syringe and I'm gonna fill the carriage through the grease ports on the side. So there's a tiny hole right there in the middle between those two screws. I'm just gonna fill it with grease through that hole. Do the same thing on the other side. Work that through a little bit. And put our stoppers back on. Clean up the excess. It's pushed out past the wipers. And then we're good to go. Now we're going to do the same thing on these rails. Just going to take where those balls are, we're going to apply a little bit of grease. Not a lot. So there is not an awful lot on there. We're just going to push that back into the raceway for these bearings. Slide our rail on. Then we're going to take and fill the carriage from each end. Put our little snaps on the ends of it. So that again. We don't lose our carriage off of the rail. All right, something that's important to remember when you're doing, Joel, how's it going? Printer number. So I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 currently. One of those is a resin printer. Now building number 13 over here, that's the stealth changer build, but that's not for me. That's for a channel member. Yes, I grabbed the right one. I can tell that because they are kept in two very different spots. But one of the very important things to remember is on rails, you have a oftentimes rubber wiper. It's what keeps your grease inside your rail and dust on the outside of your rail. Isopropyl alcohol destroys rubber. So you want to make sure that you don't just clean a rail and then leave it sit with no grease. You want to get that ISO dried out and grease replaced with it as soon as possible to prevent damaging the wipers on your rails. All right. Also, I like to, when I'm done, with all this stuff, and I've gotten a rag that has a little bit of grease on it, I like to just take a little bit of grease because, again, you cleaned off all the oil and stuff that was on the rail, right, with ISO. Just a little bit of grease on there. Wipe down your rail, front and back. You don't want like globs of grease on it, but just if you touched it, you'd be like, ew, it's greasy, to prevent it from rusting. And once you got that little bit of grease on there, the oil from your fingers should not affect and cause the rail to rust either. So, twofold. Again, it's most rails that we're using right now are all stainless, so they shouldn't rust, but still, anybody that is into any sort of thing where you're handling various steels and metals all the time will know that some people just have fingers that cause everything to freaking rust when you touch it. All right. I am not telling anybody that this is how you have to do it. I know lots of other people do it in various different ways, from pushing grease through the back of the rail to not filling the wipes, or there's a myriad of ways to do this. I am not. Yeah, so Brad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So please do not think I am telling you that other ways are wrong. This is just how I do it. And you've seen me do it on other streams in different ways and at different levels of intensity. So, there's other options. All right, let's get a printer to put these on now. I do recommend, though, if you are doing
this is the future,
a project where you have sunk a decent amount of money in the rails, right? To lubricate them in some way, shape, or form.
this is the future.
Because rails can be a pretty sizable investment
Revolution.
for a printer, and are very pivotal towards the quality you get out of it. So put the time into doing it right. Holy cow, man. I have no place to put this stuff. I'll give the back a little stretch before we move this. All right.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.
All right. Printer moved. Yes.
Evolution.
All right. Removes the door. Take this panel off. Trying to think what the best way to go about
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you've got
this
me
is.
reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
All right.
How long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
Move our auxiliary fans.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you've got me reaching out. Yeah. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep
All right.
of my mind, trying so hard not to keep
How loose can I get these belts if I take all the tension off of this? Oh, I think we're going to be good. I was worried that they'd be pre-tensioned too much. There we go. All right. Will it focus? There we go. All right, so these belts are fairly loose. Now,
How long do I gotta keep you?
let's start by taking apart the tool head. Everybody's gone awfully quiet over there in chat. You all still alive? All right. Sleeping at work. Joel, I've been there. I understand totally. I'm often watching YouTube myself while cooking or doing dishes. Why do you need longer cables for your V0? Oh, nice. Where at in Europe? All right, there's our fan ducts. Norway. Awesome. Okay. So, probably would have been all right otherwise, without the EMS system, that is. Driving around work. Mike, I don't know if you know this or not, but it's probably not great for your health. We were having a discussion the other day about how everything's known to the state of California to cause cancer. And at some point, you've got to look at yourself and wonder if maybe it's not just California that causes cancer. Yeah. Should have got a bin to put all these screws in. That's why you live in Michigan. Yeah, you're inoculated by the tap water up there. Where's Aaron Brockovich when you need her, right? Alright. Yeah. If I were you, man, I'd be talking to a lawyer. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Michigan's tap water's notorious, and not for the right reasons. Oh, well, thank you for subscribing, sir. I appreciate you. Glad you found us. It's always nice to see new faces. All right. Sounds like a backhoe bucket slamming outside. Jorn? Is that how you pronounce that? All right. Let's go get some hardware bins, because this is going to end badly. Well, I'll be sure to thank him when I see him. Or talk to him next, at the very least. Steve is good people. Okay. So. Put one screw back in there so we're not twisting this, I guess. All right. Understand that I really enjoy watching folks build them too. My issue is purely time, right? So between streaming and then trying to balance family life along with that, I found that I have far less time to watch folks build printers than I used to. And then also along with that comes in the fact that I've seen most of these printers built so many times at this point. So I like hanging out with folks in chat on people's streams, and I like, you know, all that stuff, but sometimes it can be pretty hard. Well, one moment. All right, I was back. Oh yeah. That's one of the things I love about Steve is, you know, he'll walk up to folks and just, you know, chat with them, you know. All right, there's that one. Steve, unlike many others in the content creation space, has managed to stay extremely humble. All right. You just like hassling people that are building printers? Nice, Gerwin. Well, I'm glad you found the Voron community. We're glad to have you here. Yes. And not just across 3D printing LTX, just like in general. Had a Prusa Mark III for years that you built. Last year expanded with a Core 1. Also a kit. Last month I got first Voron. What Voron did you end up with? All right.
Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know that will come. We're out till dawn. But how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence.
There's quite a few LDO distributors in Europe that, last I knew anyway. It's not really worth converting them from one to the other. But yeah, this is a Trident 300 here. Wrong with your bed. But it's also important to remember, you don't have to get LDO specific parts for that. Okay. Yeah, who's the kind of vendors we got over in Europe? Um, yeah. Printy Please, which is out of the UK. You got Replimat. Lab 4450. Viperworks. Alchemy 3D. 3D Catan. 3DO. Yeah, there's a lot of them. And then worst comes to worst, Fabrico and West 3D will ship worldwide. Drop one of my screws. Yeah, best thing in that situation would be to send them a message, because it might be something that they don't have enough of a call for to keep in stock normally. But if somebody wanted one, they could get one on their next shipment, you know? So all right. Do some centering jigs out here. Then we're just going to center this up. Alright. One new rail installed. Alright. Let's take this off of this carriage. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this rail loose over here. So you guys a better camera view of it. Alright. There's one of our Y rails off. All right. Let's grab one of our new rails. All right. We'll loosely put all of our other screws in here. All right, got all of our screws put in there. Centering jigs. Alrighty. We have Zol Toolhead, Orbiter 2. Orbiter Sensor. Clicky Mod. And Inverted Electronics. Man, you're, if you don't have clipper screen, that's a really nice quality of life improvement. Beacon or Cartographer is a nice nice upgrade over Clicky, and the Clicky Clack door is a really nice thing to have. But outside of that, man, you're right there. You're just kind of at a point where it's less of a things that, oh, you should do this, and more of a point where it's like, do the things that interest you, kind of thing. I haven't tried them. My understanding is they're pretty comparable rails, but that's just what people have told me. I would like to try the Motion Perfect rails, but they are very pricey rails. Not that the ULS rail is cheap by any stretch of the imagination. But it was a significantly lower price. Yeah, R2 has some nice quality of life improvements. But again, it's not something that everybody needs those things. So if you have a working, functioning Trident, before you say, oh, I'm just going to rip it apart to do this, evaluate whether the things it offers are things that you need. Obviously, if you're going to be building from scratch, then yeah, sure. But if not, yeah, so I would not switch from, so unless you need to add to your Y travel, I would not switch from CNC to R2. You could switch out your Z setup to allow you to move the bed forward and back. But unless you're like, I need that extra travel, I would not switch from CNC to printed for your gantry. Okay, so R2's got a couple things. It's got a shorter belt path. By like 50 some millimeters, I think. And then the belt path's more confined, so it makes running the belts easier. And it gives you a little bit more Y travel coming forward. Oh yeah, there is a video that I did an interview with Steve about the R2. But most people don't need more forward travel on their tool head. For a normal printer, most people do not need the tool head to come farther forward. The Z change allows you to do different printed parts. Now, like I have a kinematic bed mount system on here from Whopping Packard, so I'm not changing this. I'm not changing from CNC over to R2. If I was building another printer and I was building it with a printed gantry, I would print R2 stuff when it comes out. It's not out yet, so that's kind of a moot point there, but all right, rails are on. Let's start putting this thing back together. For those that are new and are wondering, this gantry is the RMG rigid metal gantry from Vitali. It is not sponsored. It was sent to me free of charge for beta testing. It's not a review. It's also not the final version. It is in beta with work and stuff still being done to it. The rails are Honey Badger on Y and the ULS on the X from Fabrico. They were not sponsored. I paid for those. Thank you for those that support the channel and donated. That allowed me to be able to purchase the rails. I did have to cancel the Tube Compact pre-order to be able to purchase them. But I would rather have this printer up and running now than a hot end that I don't strictly have to have at some point in the future. And you never know what the future might hold. May be able to secure one anyway when they come out or whatnot. Let's see here. Take that bearing stack off. get everything semi back into position here. We aren't tightening anything down. We're just trying to get our belts all set back up. All right. That belt goes there. Let's take this off. All right, everything seems to be moving there.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
there's that. Let's get this one back on there.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
Alright. Just check our motion. Seems to be pretty smooth. Doesn't seem to be racked at all. Alright, doing pretty good with that. How are you guys doing? You guys doing all right in chat? Oh. All right, let's tighten the center one on this, top and bottom.
And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
Go ahead and snug the rest of these down. And now we'll tighten.
How long do I gotta keep you?
Right. Now let's snug these up. All right. Now we get to put the tool head back together. But before I do that, I want to go run in and use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. As a side effect, my hands are now free of all that grease, and I can have a pretzel. I didn't have lunch. I had a donut right before I started streaming, but all right. get our stuffs and things here. All right. Get you back to angles where you can see what's going on. Is anybody else running a tube with either the takeoff or what is it, Majonair tool head? One where the ducts go left to right rather than forward and back. If so, you guys notice that you can easily outrun the heaters on these? That's what I should have checked while this was apart. What freaking heaters on here? I don't know that it even says on the thing, so. JPP, what up? All right. There's a little PTFE tube. Still seems like there's a little bit of wobble to this freaking thing. All right, so we're just making progress. Was making progress. Oh, we're back to Drunken Sailor again. Hey, Cody, what would you do with a drunken sailor? Alright. Buy him another round. Good man. Good man. Oh, both of you are free to answer on what you would do with a drunken sailor. Well, we've got everything back together, but the issue is I'm still getting a wobbling that I bought all these rails to get rid of. No, seems to just be in the tool head. I don't know. Well, let's see what it looks like. Put it all back together. We can put it all back together, and then see what input shaping graphs look like. We've learned something. So what mount do I have over here? What do I got? Where is it? Go. I got a CNC Dragon Burner mount. And another one. What is this one? And I've got A4T tool head mount. Now, does A4T shoot compact, shoot compact, shoot compact. Cheeto. Yeah, doesn't fit tube. I could take it off and lap it smooth on the back, but I got to looking at it. It's crushing against the belts anyway, so that shouldn't have anything to do with it. not 100% on why it's just doing the things it's just doing. RJ, what are you up to, man? All right, one more zip tie. Now, some more zip ties out for our umbilical. And now the party can start. These zip ties be too big. Use these ones. Won't call you a failure, RJ. I just call you late. That's all. But speaking of the Rugrats, if you haven't, you should definitely join the Discord. We hang out in voice chat damn near every day. It's a good time, lots of fun. Yeah. All right, now We need detention. All right. There. The screw is rubbing up against the bottom of this extrusion. Let's see. Damn screw's still rubbing. Listen, RJ. It's a nice hat. I don't know why you're complaining. Trying to get this XN stop a little screws on it that mount the Omron switch are rubbing on the bottom of the gantry. So these little screws on the end stop switch right there are rubbing on the bottom of the gantry. Yeah, takeoff's pretty relatively chunky. So if this doesn't work, like I said, I got a CNC mount for the A4T. Just need to find a hot end to put in it. What was I trying to find? File. I could put the Rapido 2 back in it, I suppose. I'm assuming there's an A4T mount for Rapido 2, ultra high flow. Yeah, I think Brad's shirt turned out really well. I'm a little biased, but So the issue is these little screws that are holding on this Omron switch are hitting into, are rubbing against the bottom of this extrusion. Not hitting currently. There we go. Now we got it. Um, yeah. Really thought there was a tube mount for the A4T. That's disappointing. Trident 4.local. All right. Yeah, what toys are available for tube? I thought A4T was one of them. Let's see. try homing this thing. I don't think does arch type take tube? I don't think it does. Arch type. Not stock. Let's see if it is in experimental. Oh no, there is a tube mount in arch type. But I don't have a CNC mount for arch type. Does Zoll take it? Tube compact, tube compact. That's a negative. All right, back over to the Trident. Let's run input shaper, see what it does. Arch type is not the Zoll mount. No, arch type is a beast of its own. That's what I'm running over on the 2.4. Sorry, RJ. This isn't a make or mill right stream. There's no twerking or anything. Can only do so much. Just takes a little while to run the input shaper on this. We're gonna see what the graphs look like. We all remember how bad they looked when before. I don't have a problem putting on the A4T. I just need a freaking hot end to go in it. But honestly, I've not had any more real success with the tube than I had with the Rapido. So just put A14 and Rapido on there and call it a day, I suppose. Though I guess that means I have a set of rails for a 300 Trident or 300 2.4 that are still good. So who knows? The gantry seems fine, but I can't really say for sure because I got this tool head issue that's causing problems. You think so? All right, here we go. Let's go take a look at what these graphs look like. Here's Y. Yeah. See, we're still having some, I mean, the graphs look better. Yeah, so this is our X, this is our Y, here's X before, Here's Y before. So the graphs look significantly better. So progress, I guess, right? Yeah, it is what it is. Make do with what we have, and go from there. I'm gonna button this thing up. I'll go print with it for a little while and see how it does. And then yeah, we'll go from there. The other we've got, but this machine's got so many freaking variables, right? We got the Ouroboros with servos. We've got tube and takeoff, which is a heavy, very cantilever thing. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. Let's disable the steppers. Come back over here. Seen some new names in chat today. Thanks for coming, hanging out with us. We do this kind of stuff all the time. Make sure you come back this Friday for the Makers Making podcast at 7 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. We should tentatively, we have a pretty special guest coming to join us this Friday, talk about print quality stuff. You're not going to want to miss that. Hold on. Yes, daughter. To auditions for what? You need to call and talk to your mom. Fuck it, I don't care. Yeah, if you like what we do here and you want to support the channel and projects that we do, consider becoming a channel member. Honestly, at this moment and for a while now, all this year actually, and part of the end of last year, sponsorships have dried up. So there's no real sponsorships or anything. So all the projects are funded and supported by you guys, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I just got to figure out what we're gonna do, and go from there. But I'll talk to y'all later. Check out the merch if you're in the market for a new t-shirt, coffee mug, the likes. We'll be back hopefully later this week, working on the Stealth Changer build, waiting on some parts to show up. So it's going to depend on what we do for that. Check out the YouTube short series we've been working on. Got some things in the works, and YouTube Shorts is where you're going to find that content. But have a good one. Stay safe. Later.
This is the future.